Hi everybody, Craig here. Welcome to episode 5 of my 6-player free-for-all Age of Wonders 3 playthrough series. In this series, I'm playing against 5 Emperor AI that are each on their own separate team, and I'm playing as the Orc Warlord, Crognash the Brutal. In our last episode, we continued to expand our forces, mostly thanks to Dominate from our hero Dominus. We were able to acquire a number of different units. We got ourselves a little Frostling Ice Scraper. We got ourselves a Mature Shock Serpent, which is a tier 3 unit. Very happy about that. As well as a few extra elemental units like this Air Elemental unit. And we're kind of in the process of continuing to expand further north. We also last episode encountered this Archon Revenant dwelling, which I was extremely excited about because what this is going to eventually allow me to do is have some hopefully very powerful undead units that will pair quite nicely with my eventual evil alignment, as I do have the Shadowborne Adept and Shadowborne Master specializations. We're also currently kind of being attacked here by some independent units. You can see we've got some Shadow Demons that have come out of the Shadow Realm that are threatening our city here of Toldran. And then we've also got some other independent units here. We've got ourselves a Feathered Serpent and some Shock Serpents that are kind of attacking some of our other units down here and threatening our vassal city. Although we do have a quest here with this vassal city that we want to accomplish. We want to take out these wisps at some point as well. So we've got a lot to do this episode, but before I dive in, I did want to give a couple of quick shout-outs to a few individuals who left some excellent comments on the last episode. The first of those is a set of comments from Can Dennis. And Can points out actually a number of really great things here. First of all, Can mentions that my gold per turn has been dropping off pretty quickly, and a lot of this is due to upkeep. So as I've been using Dominate, I've been gaining units that are stronger. So like, for example, this tier 3 Shock Serpent has a 16 gold upkeep, and it has the potential to evolve and get even stronger and therefore have even higher upkeep. So what Can suggests is that in order to offset this, I should really try to take advantage of one of my active spells. And we'll just look at that real quick. So I have Inspire Loyalty running right now. What this does, all units in the army of a hero that has Inspire Loyalty gain Volunteer. Units with Volunteer require minus 50% upkeep, meaning that any units that are within a stack of a hero or my leader are going to have Inspire Loyalty, and we'll just, you can see Volunteer right here. And basically that's going to mean that their upkeep is halved. So it's half of what it would normally cost. So Can suggest that I should try to get my higher tier units into a stack with my heroes just to offset that gold loss due to upkeep. And that's a great suggestion there from Can. Can also mentions that I should probably, when it comes to these units here, I'd posed a question last episode of what to do with these units. And Can suggests that I should probably retreat them back to my throne city. He makes a couple of points here. One is that this unit spawned from up here. And this is probably, from this spawning structure up here, down to my throne is probably too far away for them to actually wander all the way over. And even if they do, I'm going to have the benefit of the city. So I think that's a great suggestion there. Another thing that Can points out is that I'm likely to get a new hero in the next couple of turns. And I'm going to have to make sure I have some gold ready to hire that hero, but that hopefully I get the hero on my throne city here, and I can start kind of building up a little mini army to obviously take care of these units here, clear out this quest, and then eventually move up and get rid of this spawning structure up here, because this is obviously causing me some problems. So all in all, great suggestions there from Can Dennis. The next set of comments comes from Casper Eklund, and Casper points out that, similar to Can, Casper thinks I should probably send these units back to my throne so that they have a better chance of, if the battle happens, they have the benefit of the city and an extra unit there, and in addition, it's unlikely that they'll probably chase me all the way over, but we'll have to see. But Casper does agree with Can on that one. Another suggestion from Casper is that I could think about making an arcane item forge. And that would be a great way for me to... So I don't have the option at the moment because I need to finish this observatory. But once I have that observatory finished, I could think about making an arcane item forge, and that would allow me to make items that give my heroes the ability to heal. And in particular for Dominus, let's just go find Dominus up here. For Dominus, who can't heal himself because he's undead, you can see right here, he's undead. And he does have Guardian Flame, which can heal living units, but unfortunately that can't heal Dominus himself. His only method of healing at the moment is Lifesteal, so it would be ideal to have a Nourishing Meal item or a Heal Undead item for Dominus, and I could use the Arcane Item Forge to make that. So great suggestion there from Casper. I think I'm going to probably prioritize production of that in the next little while here. The next set of comments comes from Civ5 Addict. And Civ5 Addict points out that if I can eventually get control of this Archon Revenant Dwelling here, Archon Casters, which is the support unit that the Archons can create, actually has Heal Undead. So I could pair my Archon Caster with Dominus to give him a method of healing, and that's a great suggestion. Civ5 Addict also points out, just to kind of remember that I have this freeze-heal combo. So I mentioned this, I think, in the last episode, but Crognash here has this item, Numbing Hand of Winter's Hex, that allows him to try to freeze a unit solid. And once I've done that, I can then use Dominus to attack the unit without worry and get my life back using Lifesteal. So just a great reminder there to always keep that in mind at the end of battles when I've got it kind of all wrapped up. Just try to use that as much as possible to improve my healing. One more thing from Civ5 Addict. He also agrees with the other two commenters that it's probably if I move these units over to my throne city, it's unlikely that this unit's going to pursue me all the way over there. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Anyway, big thank you to everybody who left those excellent comments. They're always extremely useful for me, and I really do appreciate them. Okay, let's dive in here. So we've got our Grunt and our Greatsword, and as everybody has kind of suggested, I am going to retreat them back to our throne city. And now, with this unit down here, that means that I am going to continue to keep exploring, because obviously I don't want this unit coming back and getting either attacked by this stack or accidentally causing the quest units here, these wisps, to attack me, because obviously I won't be able to win that battle with just this one little unit by himself. So instead, we're gonna head over here and maybe jump into the water and go see what we find. But in any case, it is nice to just get some more exploration out of this spearman here. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna tell him to go over there, I think. Now, we've got a number of other units up here that we have to figure out what we want to do with them. Now, we have these shadow demons who are obviously causing us a bit of an issue, and we're going to need to get rid of them. That much is certain. The question is, how are we going to go about doing that? Currently, what I'm thinking is I'm going to eventually want Dominus and Crognash each leading their own stack. However, for the next little while, I think it's actually beneficial to keep Dominus in a stack with Crognash because, A, Dominus has a healing ability that can heal the most powerful units that I have here in the form of Guardian Flame, so they can get a little bit of their extra health regeneration each turn. But also, Dominus is very vulnerable on his own because he can't heal, and he's a little bit fragile just due to being undead. So we're going to have to, I think we want to keep him kind of well protected, well insulated. So I think what I'm going to actually do is probably take this Lesser Blight Elemental and remove him from the stack and send him back down this way. And then what I'll do is I'll build up a stack using this Frost Elemental, this Grunt, this Air Elemental. I'll have a Blight Elemental as well. And then maybe I can throw in this Mystic or something like that. And I'll have a pretty decent stack. And I can use that to go and clear out these Shadow Demons. Maybe go into the Shadow Realm and go clear out the source of those Shadow Demons, which is obviously something I need to do because otherwise they're just going to keep pouring out and attacking Toldran here. And then what I'm hoping is that if I do get a hero, I can have the hero lead that stack. And then I can use that stack as well to maybe go and take out this quest and these other roaming units here. But we'll have to kind of see. It'll depend on what kind of hero we get and where our hero spawns, so on which city the hero appears. In any case, I'm going to then, as I said, take this Blight Elemental out of the stack, replace it with this Mature Shock Serpent, I think. And then we're going to kind of go from there. So, now the question is, how do I kind of approach this? So I think what we'll do is we'll just send these units kind of back this way. We'll just head right to the city. We'll just kind of build ourselves up here a bit. And yeah, we're gonna want to kind of just jump over here think we can, yeah, we can at least do that. So that'll kind of tell them to just chill there. We'll make ourselves up a stack there eventually, but we have to kind of keep figuring out how we're doing this up here as well. We can use this little guy even as a scout to go grab this gold or something. Although I suppose it might be nice to eventually go raid, for example, this Sphinx Temple. We also have to remember that at some point we want to get ourselves back over here because we obviously want to go and see if we can recruit these undead. So I think with Crognash, I'm probably going to come back this way, go for the Watchtower, maybe try this Sphinx Temple out, kill off this bandit spawning structure here, or scoundrel spawning structure, I should say, and then we'll charge in and see what we can do to the undead. I think that's going to be kind of our game plan. Now, in terms of spells, we could go with a Raised Militia, but again, I'm not really needing extra units right now as we've kind of got a lot of units currently. So I think we're okay. So we're going to end our turn right there. Let's kind of see what happens here. So the thing I'm probably the most curious about is what are these independent units going to do? So is this stack here going to come and attack my throne, or are they going to kind of head off in their own little direction? We'll have to wait and see. Now, just to refresh everybody's memory, we're working on an observatory here in Hrim. And then if we jump up to Toldran, we're currently working on an observatory as well, which will be finished coming into this next turn. Now, Toldran may actually be the better choice for making an arcane item forge. We do have a bit of extra production in this city thanks to these extra magma forges. Plus, the city is a little bit larger. Oh, we also have this quarry as well. Don't forget about that. So we actually have a large boost to our production. That's 10, 10, 20. So we have 40 extra production coming in just from those structures alone. And then obviously the city is quite a bit larger than our throne is. So I'm actually quite lucky that I was able to acquire this city, as it is very decent. Okay. And obviously, oh, here comes those shadow demons. Eventually, we're going to want to get rid of this item rack here and see what item is in there. Nice. So our city, actually, the range of our domain of this city expanded, and that actually did bring a gold mine into our domain there, which is excellent. So now what we can do, we could actually just move everybody over here to the mountain. Oh, and there's our hero. So we are getting a hero. Let's see. A Theocrat. That would be ideal. We're getting Trugruk the Humble, a level 3 Theocrat who wants to join us. Let's take a look at his talents. He's got Meditate. The unit meditates in preparation for each battle. Randomly receives one of the following, so he gets a little buff to either his attack damage or his defense or resistance. That's pretty cool. He's devout. Unfortunately, he's dedicated to good. That's the only thing about him that I'm actually not that happy about, because obviously I'm eventually going to have an evil alignment. So that's a bit of an issue, unfortunately. He does have Bringer of Goodwill, as he has Friendly Beggar's Shoes. However, that doesn't really matter because we have Inspire Loyalty running. You see, now here's the thing. This dedicated to good is going to become a problem later. The only thing about this is when I research the Embrace Darkness ability, it makes all of my heroes and my leader dedicated to evil. So I'm wondering if that cancels this out. I don't actually know what would happen. That's actually something I've never really encountered before. Geez, you know, that's kind of a tough call, because if I recruit him, he's always going to have this morale penalty. I mean, some of that I could maybe offset, like maybe I can get a morale boosting item that I could give him. I guess the alternative is I roll the dice and try and get a different hero. Oh, but I do want a Theocrat. I really do. You know what? We're going to take him, and that's going to be our experiment. We're eventually going to research the Embrace Darkness spell, and we're going to see if that means that he ends up getting converted to dedicated to evil eventually. We'll have to see. But you can see here he's going to start off with lowered morale. Yep. So he's unhappy with my alignment, and that's only going to get worse as I get more and more evil. We can actually sell these items currently because we don't need them thanks to our spell, so we'll sell those off. Now, again, we're gonna have to see if maybe we can get him like one of those little morale boosting items just to offset that.
Okay, so we'll move our hero over, and we're actually going to just group up pretty much everybody almost. I think we're good like this. We won't, I don't think we need our little spearman here who's going to keep guarding the city. Now let's actually, I never checked his spells. Let's take a quick peek. He's got Slayer's Doubt, Divine Protection, and Instant Wrath. This one can impose a movement penalty. Divine Protection just provides extra resistance for 3 turns to one of our units. An Instant Wrath, you throw it on a unit. If that unit gets attacked, 50% of that damage gets dealt to the person attacking, or to the unit attacking, I should say. Oh, we do have some upgrade points for him, though, so let's do that real quick. Okay, so we've got a number of options for him. I think Bestow Iron Heart would be ideal, as it's going to give us a heal. And then we could also do... Actually, Aura of Resistance would be excellent, since we are going to then get extra resistance from that. And our units are going to be in need of that, our orcs in particular. Although these units are... None of these are orcs, but... Alright, let's do it. We're going to engage these Shadow Demons in battle with our new Theocrat hero. So there's his random upgrade. He got a boost there. Let's see what it does, just out of curiosity. Okay, so he has +3 defense until the end of combat. That's kind of nice. Alright, so let's blast these Shadow Demons a little bit here with some damage. Got to remember, we don't want our units grouped up too much, since the Bombard has a blast ability, kind of like a Draconian Flamer does. So we don't want to... We're just going to retreat back here a little bit with... Actually, you know what we might do? We could come over here, put an Bestow Iron Heart on our Mystics, because they are a little bit worse for wear, and we'll send them back there like that. Okay, so they're going after my elemental units a little bit. No real problem there. So we'll move in like this. We'll do a flanking hit. And that will allow us to swoop in and obliterate this Bombard. Very nice. And then what we'll do is we'll actually throw on our Warcry, do a flank. There we go. And now the question is, do I want to... I think I want to get some experience with my hero. So we'll go for the kill there. Very nice. I was going to use my other elemental unit, but I think it's a little bit more beneficial to have some extra experience with our hero. We want to get him up and get him with Convert fairly soon, if possible. Okay, so yeah, very, very happy to have a Theocrat leading the stack there. Even if he does have that kind of morale issue due to his alignment. Okay, so Toldran here. We have to decide on production. Now, this might be the situation where I actually just go right for the Arcane Item Forge. Let's see, what could we produce otherwise for units? Nothing at the moment really that spectacular, because we have a barracks and that's it. Suppose we could go for the War Hall and start producing other units, or a Warlord's Command, and eventually prepare ourselves to be able to make our Warlord units. But I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to jump for the Arcane Item Forge and try to get that out of the way. You know what, though? The only problem with that, we've got 121 production income, meaning that's like 242 in 2 turns, meaning that 1 turn is almost entirely wasted. That's such an inefficient use of production income. Maybe, can we... Well, Masters Guild, same problem, right? Again, we have 242. That's such an inefficient use. And it's not going to be... It's going to be 9 turns until the city grows. We may just have to kind of suck it up and just use that... Just kind of eat that loss if we want to make this. Alright, let's do it. We'll do the Arcane Item Forge, and then we can start producing items there if necessary. Okay, so now we have to decide, what are we doing with Crognash? So again, I think I'm going to send Crognash back this way. I could actually go over here and grab this, the haste berries, and keep moving this way, and probably clear out this scoundrel here. The only thing is then I have to cross the water. You know what? Okay, let's use our Wisp. First things first, we're going to grab those refugees. We're going to trespass. We're going to grab those. And we're going to just go over here and see what we can see. Okay, so we do have an ancient ruin over there that we could clear out on our way kind of around. Now, our wisp may get killed, but I think it was worth it because I needed to see what was over here if I'm going to move Crognash that way. So this little guy here, again, we can send him up to go grab the gold. He's going to kind of do a bit of scouting for us, I think. Now, this unit we want to group up with Crognash. I think it's probably going to be best to go around this way, to be perfectly honest. So why don't we do that? We'll head down here. We'll split this guy off. We're going to group up our Shock Serpent in there. We're going to keep heading there. We're going to clear out this watchtower. Try for the Sphinx Temple, maybe. It's going to be kind of tough because obviously we have very strong defenders on, so it might be a little bit too difficult for us, but we'll have to see. So we're going to just do that. All right, so obviously that unit is no longer in the area, so we don't have to worry too much about that. The independent unit over here is what I'm talking about. We'll send this little guy over. Okay, we do have a shadow gate over here, so we'll have to watch out for that. Any units popping through there. Okay, now obviously we want to get rid of these wisps fairly soon, so we might just have to kind of wait, unfortunately, for... I think that's what we'll do, is we'll send True Gruck here down that way, and we'll see if we can clear that out. It'll take him a few turns to get down there, although we do have some haste berries that could speed things up just a touch. Now that leaves us, what do I do with this little group here? I guess we'll just leave them there for now. I have to kind of think about that. Now over here we've got ourselves a little mini scout. This little goblin half-breed can do some work for us here. Okay, we've got a tunnel to head underground if we want. The dungeon's going to be a little bit too strong for us. These draconians are probably going to be a little too strong for us as well. So let's head in and see if we can take out these elves. Next turn here, we'll be able to engage them. Alright, I think we're going to end our turn there. Although, you know what? The city's going to grow in one turn. I'm almost tempted to throw a raised militia on, grab an extra unit, and then send all my units over to try and deal with these wisps here. Well, we'll do it. We can get rid of the spell if we don't want to cast it. I think it's going to be beneficial for us, though. I'm kind of running into the problem where I have so many units that I don't have enough heroes to lead them, which is honestly a great problem to have. And I suppose I can always start dismissing units if I don't need them. But for now, I actually do want them because I can fulfill a number of different roles with them. I can use them as scouts. I can obviously use them in terms of like attack, like military. And then I can also have them for defending my cities if necessary. But that's always an option, just remembering that you can dismiss your units if they're becoming too costly or they aren't really benefiting you in the way that you would want. You know what? I'm gonna maybe have to backtrack on what I said. So it might actually make more sense to send True Gruck here up into the Shadow Realm to get rid of whatever is spawning the Shadow Demons up here, rather than having him waste his time and go all the way back down this way. It almost might make more sense to just build up a little army here and then send that over to take care of these wisps. And eventually that other unit that's running around in there. Maybe I make myself another priest here to have some elemental damage and I send just a leaderless stack over there. We're going to just auto-combat that and lose our wisp. Yeah. I kind of expected it, but I did want to see if there was any other structures in here that would be worth kind of trying to clear out. Okay. So while I'm here, I'm just going to finish scouting up top with my little frostling guy here. Okay. So we've got a few things. We finished warrior culture, which is excellent. Hrim has grown into a town, which is useful for us. Oh, and there's that unit. So we are actually going to need to deal with them sooner rather than later. So we'll use Raise Militia. Unfortunately, that actually shrunk the city down due to the loss of population. Not a big deal. What we're going to do, though, is we're going to take our units here, and we're going to actually have to go and eventually start dealing with that. So I think what we'll do is we'll send them back, or we'll tell them to just chill out for now, and then we'll try and make an orc priest here shortly to assist in dealing with this, because we need a unit that can do some elemental damage, because obviously all we have right now is physical damage. So that would be ideal. Alright, we'll tell them to just hang out. Our little goblin here, our half-breed. Ooh, we got some production resources there. We're going to want to grab those. A Sphinx Temple there, that's pretty solid. Let's go check underground here. Forbidden Sanctum, once we're really strong, that would be ideal to go and take out. Let's pop back up. We'll head over here and go do some more scouting that way. Alright, so let's attack these elves. I'm just going to take this city over. We're going to do this battle manually. And I'm going to try my darndest to win this battle, take the city, and then I'm going to migrate it, I think. Alright, so let's move our priest in, and we'll maybe throw a curse on somebody. I think I'd actually like to throw it on the pikeman. Ooh, well, yeah, the pikeman's probably going to be the thing I'm arguably the most scared of, just because of my cavalry here. So throw our cavalry up front, get our impalers up front as well. Our flamers are going to be able to do some work this battle. With Urkan here, we're going to throw a last stand on our knight, just to give him a bit more defense, as he's going to be kind of our vanguard force. Those longbowmen are deadly because they have longbows, obviously, meaning that they don't take any range penalty when they attack with their ranged attack, so they can be as far away as they possibly can be to still be in range of attack, and they do max damage still, so very, very scary. We would like to get rid of them as soon as possible. Alright, so let's firebomb some elves here. There we go. And then we can maybe try and kill off the Union Guard. Killing off the longbowmen would also be ideal. Let's see, we're doing a minimum of 5, 7. So, yeah, that'd be enough to probably kill them. Let's do that. I don't mean this attack. What I was meant is that I could do that and then charge in and get the kill here with my javelin throw, which is exactly what we just did. So that works out quite nicely. So now it's just dealing with these pikemen. And I think what I might do is try to freeze them solid, actually. Nice, and it worked. Okay, that's ideal. So now our Impaler can kind of just guard our ranged units here a little bit. And then I think what we'll do is we'll charge our knight in and kill off a few units there. So our knight's going to take a little bit of damage, nothing too crazy. Okay, so we can kill off the swordsman here, no problem. Very nice. And then with Urkan here, we can try for another freeze. We got it. Very nice. Send our Impaler over here. Do some damage. And then do some damage with our Spearmen as well. Union Guard need to be killed off as well, so we'll do some damage here and get the finish with our Knight, just for that extra experience. Awesome. Okay, so that's dealt with. City awaits its fate. We're going to migrate this over to Orcs. So we're going to get some negative alignment. And we're also going to really not make the Elves very happy with us. However, at this point, I think the Elves are going to be one of the races that I've kind of designated as to being on my bad list in terms of who I'm going to make angry at me. Alright, so now we can continue working with Crognash over here. So let's head down this way. So we've got some opportunities here for some mind control. The Goblin Big Beetle is not at the moment here. It doesn't have any mind control immunity, so we should be able to try and dominate it. We have to remember, though, that it is immune to the disgusting stench, but it is still it is still possible to weaken the goblin units. It's just that the disgusting stench, the goblins are immune to it because they're, I guess, kind of disgusting themselves. So let's do this. So this should be a relatively easy battle. We just have to watch out for the big beetle hitting us with some charge damage. The rest of these units are just rabble. Nothing too scary here. And then obviously some half-breeds. Okay. So let's kind of figure out how we want to approach this. So obviously we're going to want to use Dominus to come in and try and dominate the big beetle. However, we don't want to do that while the big beetle is in defense mode. So what I think we're going to do is we're actually going to fall back. We're going to fall back just to give them an opportunity to kind of move up on us here a little bit. So, like this. So now where's... Yes, so that's actually perfect. They can really only get to my Black Knight, which is kind of exactly what I want. Excellent, okay. So I want them to kind of come in at me here. Very nice. Okay, now they're no longer in defense mode, and they're in a good position for me to try to exploit this. And I can use my other units to just kind of soften up. So what I could do is actually throw a weakened on them. Very nice. And now if we come in for the dominate, got a 65% chance. That's pretty good. I do have to be careful as I don't want to lose Dominus, but let's give it a shot. Nice, and we got it. That's fantastic. So now it's just a matter of we just have to kind of kill everybody else off here. So I'll move myself in like this. Kill off the half-breeds. Very good. And then we can move in and blast these rabble pretty good. Very nice. Try and attack the rabble over here. Very good. And then we can actually pretty much finish them off. And now that will still hopefully give us the opportunity to drop a heal, but the rabble may suicide themselves, and they did. I was going to, if that unit had not killed itself like that, I would have tried to use my Guardian Flame to heal up my Shock Serpent potentially. So just like that, we got ourselves another tier 3 unit. Very, very good. Okay, so we could try and clear out the Sphinx Temple. I suspect we might not be quite powerful enough, especially given our low health with some of our units here. I guess it's really just the Shock Serpent that's got low health. Oh, I am tempted to take just a little peek and see what's in there. Either that or we just kind of head over and try and get rid of these units out here. The other thing is we don't necessarily want to leave the big beetle by himself because this unit might come over and try to kill them. So you know what? Maybe we'll do that. We'll play it a little bit conservative. We'll protect our unit just in case this unit decides to come over and try and do something stupid. We'll play it a little bit more conservative. Okay, we'll send our Blight Elemental over that way. Turn this off. Okay, so now the question is, what do I do with True Gruck? Do I go up and try to start clearing out the Shadow Realm? Or do I just focus on dealing with this quest down here and protecting my throne from that roaming unit? Honestly, I kind of want to do the Shadow Realm just because then I don't have to worry about units attacking the city. So I think we're going to do that. We're going to head back up this way and we're going to go into the Shadow Realm. And I'll try and get this Blight Elemental to follow along as well. It's going to take a couple of turns to get there, but we'll do that. Okay, now we have to pick our research going forward. Thoroughbred mounts is a really great one. Mounted troops are provided with the best mounts in the Empire. Mounted units receive 15 extra health. This one is amazing once you eventually get Manticore Riders, because obviously that is going to give them way more health as they are a mounted unit. Mab's Boon would be great as we are starting to now migrate cities over. Conqueror, again, just getting that extra experience is going to be useful. This is a tough call. I think I'm going to do Mab's Boon, though, because we are going to be migrating cities here, and I want that extra bonus. So I don't think we'll have it in time to get the bonus from this city, but in future cities that we migrate, we'll get that upgrade. Okay, so now what do I do with this stack? We could go and raid this. What is this? A air node. We've got a Frost Wyvern, an lesser air elemental, High Elf Storm Sister, a Wisp, and a Shock Serpent. Almost all of these units do elemental damage of some kind. And yeah, all of them do, actually. Which is a bit of a challenge for us. But I think between our Knight, Urkan with some spells, and we do have elemental damage from our Flamer, I think we'll be able to handle it. So let's try it out. I mean, again, we have to be kind of careful. This is a challenging battle for sure. Because what I want to do is I want to send Urkan over to those production resources and see if we can get our hands on something that's going to be a benefit to us. Alright, so the Wisps kind of came out at us. Fortunately, I think we're going to be able to firebomb them into oblivion. Ooh, Windward, I forgot about that. That's actually quite nasty. So what that does, all ranged attacks suffer from -8 strength penalty, which is really nasty. And that means that the Storm Sister is going to be pretty neutered, though, as it's not going to do very much damage. Okay, so I think what we'll do with Urkan, we're going to go like this. We're going to throw on Last Stand on our Knight, because our Knight is going to be the one going in and doing some fighting. Our Flamer, we're going to just try and do a little bit to the Wisp there to make it a bit easier to get the kill. Then we're going to charge in. Oh, and that's what I was afraid of. I did not want them to get stunned, and unfortunately they did. Okay, we'll go in and try and get the kill, and hopefully not get stunned as well. Yes, okay. We're going to try and curse the Frost Wyvern here. And we're going to do that because I want to limit its mobility. Or just curse it, I guess. But I actually almost would have preferred to limit its mobility there. So we're going to just move our Spearman up to try to protect our Knight a little bit. Our Knight's going to take some big damage here. Hopefully he doesn't die. Yeah, there we go. Oof. Yeah, that was actually, that was really kind of dumb of me to send the Knight in when I knew that it was possible to get hit by that stun. So I could bomb both of these units and get some damage, but I think what I'll do instead, I want my Priest to do some work here, so we'll try and do some damage here. Very nice. Now with our Knight, we could get the kill. We have to try and make sure that we protect our Knight as much as possible here, because obviously our Knight is going to be in real danger of dying at the moment. So our Spearman here could fight the Air Elemental, probably die if it tries that. But we need to protect our Knight. So I don't know if our Knight's going to be able to run away. I guess the Knight could just run. It'll take one attack of opportunity there, which would do a lot of damage, but our Knight would survive the attack. That might not be the worst plan ever. So if we use this little Spearman here, we can kill off the Wyvern, no problem. There we go. And then we could use our Impaler, just throw him in defense mode, I suppose. And you know what? I think we're going to do that. So he took some damage, but at least he's alive. Now with this unit, we're going to... I guess we'll just hit the... Actually, you know what? We could come in and attack the Storm Sister with a flank hit. Although that would put our Flamer at risk of getting killed pretty easily. So I think we'll just do this. There we go. And now Urkan... Oh, you know, I should have charged in with Urkan and done a flank. That would have been smart. I didn't think to do that. Now, what about our chance to freeze here? We could go for a freeze. That might be kind of nice. It's only a 30% chance. Alternatively, we could throw a Last Stand on our Impaler, maybe. Alright, let's do that. I guess maybe less useful on them because they already have First Strike and stuff. Our Spearman, I kind of was expecting them to probably die. But that's okay. Okay, so now we have to decide how to proceed here. This battle was a little sloppier than I would have liked. I made a few mistakes on this one. But what can you do? Sometimes it happens. Kill off the baby Shock Serpent. And we will light up the Storm Sister here with some damage. Our Knight is kind of in rough shape. And we'll put our Impaler there in defense mode. Okay, we're going to take a little bit of damage with Urkan, nothing too crazy. Now we'll come over here and kill off the Storm Sister, very nice. And then we will get a charge here with our Warcry. Turn that Air Elemental around, step off, do some big damage, and get the kill with our... Actually, we could get the kill with our Knight, potentially, even, which would be kind of nice. How close is our Knight to... Getting closer to leveling up. So we'll get the Knight some extra experience. So we took some big damage in that battle. I was a little sloppy and made a few mistakes, so... There we go. Oh, and I also left the city kind of partially unguarded here, so we're just gonna... Yeah, this unit, I didn't even realize there they could come down and attack. I'm hoping this unit's just gonna go and attack my units up there, but we'll have to see. This little guy can actually start... He can embark and go explore and maybe even check out the Shadow Realm over there. Alright, so I think that's good for that turn. We're gonna end it there. So definitely a kind of a sloppy battle on my part there. I made a few mistakes in that one. I kind of I forgot about Windward. I mean, I guess in some ways I benefited from it a little bit, in that the High Elf Storm Sister couldn't really kind of do full damage to me, but I think it ended up hurting me a lot there, and then I obviously didn't make the best decisions. But we're going to just move on from it. We're not going to dwell. Now, unfortunately, this production resource is guarded by a Dwarf Firstborn, which is a little bit scary at the moment for me. It's a very, very difficult unit to fight. And we really aren't the healthiest at the moment. Our Knight is very, very damaged. So we're going to have to kind of recuperate a little bit, I think, before we do anything like that. Now, obviously, we want to eventually get this quest dealt with, but we do have a few more turns. We don't have to worry about that just this second. Ooh, and we're getting attacked by some roaming units here. I guess we'll do that one automatically and just lose. That's unfortunate. So I think those might have come from the Shadow Realm. So, yeah, even more reason for me to get down there eventually and maybe clear that out if possible. So Orcs are now very happy. We've completed our Arcane Item Forge, and we now are the Master Smith, which is excellent. Let's see, what kind of item did we get as a reward? A Frost Wyvern Egg. That's kind of nice. I will send that over to... I guess to Dominus. It'd be nice for him to have that mobility so he can get in there and use his Dominate. So yeah, we now have the Arcane Item Forge, so I think maybe what we'll do is we'll actually start forging an item. And we'll make it a nourishing meal item, I think. And we will make it a... Let's see. We want a good item symbol so it's not ridiculous. There we go. We'll call this... I think I've named the item this before, but we'll call it the Nourishing Breakfast. And we will forge that. It's going to take us 2 turns to do it. So, yeah, that will be ready in 2 turns. And then we can send that off probably to Dominus, but we may also want to make another one and send it to Urkan as well, just so that we have additional healing. Okay, so these units actually moved down, and we're kind of looking like they were going to maybe threaten our city a little bit there, our new Orc city here. Lyrian, which used to be that Elven city. So what we're going to do is we're going to take Dominus and Crognash over here to fight this spawning structure, which needs to die. We could actually send this big beetle down to join up with Urkan, actually, which might not be the worst plan ever. And you know what? If we eventually send them underground, it's nice to have a unit that has tunneling. So if we want to go underground with this stack, we could do that. So now let's engage this battle. We'll start with this one. We just want to take out these pesky scoundrels that are kind of threatening our new city. Now we just have to watch out for that Knight. Hopefully they don't go and shoot my Knight right off the bat. Nope. Okay, that's good. So obviously our Knight, we're going to kind of keep at the back here. We don't really want the Knight getting into any trouble. So We're going to blast that scoundrel real good. And what kind of damage do we do here? That should be enough to get the kill, hopefully. Let's try it. Very nice, okay. And then we can move up with our flamer. Do some big damage there. Kind of protect our flamer a little bit here. We'll try for a freeze. No such luck. So now they're probably going to... Yeah, I was going to say they're going to probably go after my Draconians there. So we'll move up with our priest and just do some absolutely stupendous amounts of damage there. And then let's try for a little freeze here. No such luck. Come around with our big beetle and get the kill. Very nice. Excellent. Okay, and we actually got to level up with our priest there, which is ideal. So this stack is now actually decently powerful. We've got 2 pretty strong tier 3 cavalry. And, you know, we could probably clear out that gold mine, too, while we're in this area. So maybe I'll tell him to do that. So we've got ourselves 2 tier 3 cavalry. Obviously, the knight is a little bit beat up, but once it's healed up, that'll be great. We do have some elemental damage from our priest and our flamer. And then we've got ourselves an impaler just kind of as an extra unit. Obviously led by Urkan, who's a decent hero. So that's shaping up to be a pretty solid little stack. Now, let's engage this battle. Do have an assassin we have to watch out for, but otherwise I think we will be just fine. Now, the only other thing, obviously, is they're behind this little wall of theirs, so we're going to have to send a unit in to break down the door for us. Okay, now can we... I'm trying to decide. I guess I'll probably send my Black Knight in just because the Black Knight is in great shape. Shock Trooper's a good choice, too, to kind of be the vanguard up front as well. Our Shock Serpent's starting to be a little healthier, which is good. It's actually recovered quite nicely. I should have probably used... Now that I think about it, I should have... You know what, I can still do it. I'll send Dominus over here. Throw a Guarded by Flames on that way. Actually, I'll move my Blight Elemental up and just put it in defense mode. Crognash can kind of assist as well. So we have to watch out. That Assassin does have Assassin's Strike, which we have to be careful of. So far, we're not really getting crippled, which is good, because we don't want... Oh, speak of the devil. Shouldn't have said that, because I jinxed it. Now our Shock Trooper's a little bit less able to move there, which is annoying, but we'll work around it. So now, what I would like to do is move in and kill these assassins before they can really do anything too dangerous. Because they do have Assassin's Strike, which is a pretty nasty ability. You can see it does a lot of damage there. So if we move in like this, what kind of damage do we do? Really not much because of this line of sight penalty thing. Now, if we were to attack this obstacle with Crognash, and then, yeah, I like this. And then do that. There we go. And then with our Shock Serpent, we can kind of move up. Do a little bit of defense there. And what we'll do is we'll throw a Weakened on the Assassin, who's obviously probably the most dangerous of our opponents. I suppose we could even bring Dominus up a little bit and do a blast. Although I kind of want to leave him back. I don't want him taking any unnecessary damage, so we'll leave him just kind of hiding at the back there a little bit. Okay, there's that Assassin Strike, which I was kind of expecting. And now they're going to gang up on my Black... Oof! My Black Knight really took some damage there. He'll be okay, just pretty nasty. There we go. And then we can kill the Assassin with our Shock Serpent, I believe. Very nice. Now our Black Knight should probably get the heck out of there just because it's really not feeling so good at the moment. Very nice. Alright, so now let's send our Blight Elemental in and do some flank damage here to this Orc Scoundrel. Very good. And now with Dominus, we could actually come in and try for a... We have a 95% chance on that Scoundrel. So that might actually be the way to go here. We can come in and try for a freeze as well, which we have a really good chance to get. So we'll do that. Bring Dominus in. We'll throw a Dominate on and hopefully get it. Very nice. And then I think what we'll do is we'll actually just chill out. Chill out, pun intended. Because what I want to do is I want to use Dominus to get the kill here and get as much of his health back as possible. He should get all of it back, actually. Very nice, or most of it anyway. And a level up for him, which is great. Okay, and we got ourselves a little scoundrel, and I'm going to use him just to scout. I want him to go scout further to the east over here. We actually are getting ourselves a prowler and a short sword. I'll take this just for the extra unit. And the short sword, I guess, can go to Crognash. And we can upgrade Dominus now, level 6. So again, he's eventually going to be leading his own stack, so maybe we give him Pest Control Squad. Wizard Hunters is kind of nice as well. We'll start with Pest Control Squad, though, because he's eventually going to be leading his own stack, so that'll give him an advantage against monsters and Fae and a few other things, so that's kind of nice. This is definitely above our pay grade at the moment, this box of Cataclysms. So now we have to decide, do we want to try and push in? Oof! 3! Not 1, not 2, but 3 Archon Revenant Titans. Yeah, I don't think we're strong enough to fight that. What I was hoping is that I could go in and attack this and try to convert one of them, but I think I'm just gonna have to make friends with them, honestly. Yeah, we've got a little bit of an evil alignment, but alright, we're just going to make friends with them. We're going to have to do it the diplomatic way, because that's just too strong for us to attack at the moment. I mean, I suppose if we'd brought all our units in, we could, but I don't really want to have to focus all my effort on that at the moment. So, now the question, do we want to try this Sphinx Temple or not? I suspect it's probably a little bit too strong for us. You know what? We'll send this Prowler over just to see what it is. Okay, we've got 3 Watchers. They do have that Doomgaze attack, and then we've got a Sphinx and 2 Sun Guard, not to mention Immolate. Great Immolation is going to be active in this battle. Let's just remind myself what I've got here. I don't think that's worth the risk at the moment. I just really don't. Plus, I can't convert any of those Watchers or the Tigran unit because they have mind control immunity. So I think we're just going to head up this way and go for these haste berries over here. We can clear out some of these structures on our way back up and around, and we'll kind of continue up that way. We can use this unit to, again, do some more scouting. All right. All in all, this is shaping up pretty well. I'm a little bummed that I'm going to have to do this more diplomatically. They don't trust me enough, so I'm going to need to probably get an evil alignment. Yeah, so we're going to have to get ourselves evil as soon as we can. Now, what do I do with this unit? Well, we're going to need a city guard down here, so maybe what I'll do is I will send our Impaler. It's a shame, though, that Impaler is a silver metal. Let's see what that silver metal does. At gold, he'll get armor piercing, which is kind of cool. But I think we'll maybe just send him down, and we'll replace him with the Prowler in this stack. All right. Over to Hrim now. So we've got some more choices to make. I think we're going to make a priest so that we can go and fight this battle more easily. You know what, though? It's going to take 2 turns. What do we got? Grunt, Greatsword, Spearman. You know what? We could do a Berserker in 1 turn and then try it, and we'll probably lose some units, but at least we can probably win. I'm going to do that just because I want that done kind of ASAP. All right, now our Lesser Blight Elemental we're going to send up this way. All right, and now here it goes. We're going into the Shadow Realm. All right, let's do it. So we've already been in once. Now we got to find where this spawning structure is. So we'll head down and grab this gold at least. And it looks like we've got a city here, which we can go and try and make contact with as well. We are going to have to find that spawning structure. Chances are it's probably up north, and of course we went south, but we can... Oof. Oh, look at this. An Archon Avenger. I've never seen this unit before. This is a tier 3 unit, dedicated to good. Evil Slayer, Strong Will, It's got Spirit Blast and a decent melee attack where it does some spirit damage. So they're kind of like a melee... Oh, they're an irregular unit. Okay, I thought they were like infantry, but... Inspiring Aura, Holy Champion. So they're kind of a neat little unorthodox unit. Probably too powerful for me to attack directly this Archon Fort, especially since they get like essentially a stone wall there. So we'll maybe just go for that city instead. Alright, so now I have to decide with Lyrian, what do I do? City is very small, so we're going to have to decide here. A Builder's Hall would be great. A Storehouse would also be good. I think we'll go Builder's Hall just to get that extra production. And this little guy now needs to maybe go do some more scouting. Let's have him go in the water. He can kind of cruise around. Looks like maybe we've got a dwelling or a city right there, so that's kind of neat. Go figure out what that is. Again, I'm going to wait. You know, I'm almost tempted to just throw this unit in there and just go charge these things and see if I can get the kill. I mean, this Feathered Serpent is dangerous, but... no, you know what? I'm going to play this. I'm going to play it conservative. I'm going to hold off. I don't want to do anything stupid and end up paying for it, so... Alright, we'll tell this unit to hang out. And we will maybe do another Raised Militia just to get another unit. Of course, now this city, I think we can do a Raised Militia without them shrinking. So we'll do another Raised Militia just to get another unit there. And then we're going to end our turn there. So to be friends with those undead, we are going to need to get our alignment evil. The sooner we can do that, the better. So we're definitely going to want to migrate, maybe raise a city or two if necessary, just to really get our evil points going. Now I noticed that we've got a city in the Shadow Realm, but if that's Shadow Elves or Draconians, I think I actually want to make friends with them. So we're going to have to find other cities to conquer. Because, yeah, we're really not that evil at the moment. We're mostly just floating around neutral. A lot of that is because we gained quite a few good points when we made alliances with these two orc cities here initially. Okay, there's those units. They're skirting over that way. Pesky little guys. Okay, so we are ready to cast Raise Militia. We've got a few things that happen. So we produced our Berserker. So we'll send him in there. Alright, we do have enough to go in there. So let's throw on our spell there. Get our extra unit. And we're going to charge in and go see if we can take this unit out. It says we're closely matched. And you know what? We may actually have a heck of a time winning this battle. I should have done my race governance level up as well there before doing this battle. That was a mistake. So this Feathered Serpent is obviously the thing I'm probably the most afraid of at the moment. So what we're going to do is we're going to just kind of get ourselves ready for it. We'll have the Grunt kind of take the brunt of the attack. Everybody else can kind of just hopefully charge in. Alright, there we go. So you can see that it does quite a bit of damage, but it doesn't have the greatest defense. So we should actually be able to take this thing out without a tremendous amount of difficulty, which is great for us. So why don't we move up like this, get a flanking hit, move in here, throw on a war cry, and just go to town. Very nice. Okay, now this battle is a heck of a lot easier. Move our Grunt up, put him in defense mode, do some damage to this Shock Serpent here, and then... You know what, we can actually even throw on a war cry and just go in for the kill. Very nice. Fantastic. I was maybe a little over-concerned for this battle. But I'm glad I played it kind of on the safe side. That was, I think, smart on my part. I'm just looking at who could use kind of the most experience here. Let's just get our Spearmen around the back here and just get the kill. Play it safe. Very nice. Okay. So that battle is dealt with. So now with this stack, we can actually go over and maybe try and clear out these wisps while we're at it. It's going to take a few turns to get over there, but... Alright, so we've got our level 2 race governance upgrade between military and economic. Let's see. Orc Razorbows gain +5 health and deal an additional +3 physical melee damage. Or, arenas in Orc cities give an additional +50 happiness, or +50 morale, and +5 gold income. I'm not really using Razorbows pretty much at all. So I think I'm going to go with the arenas giving us additional morale and income. And that'll be good if we want to make Orc Shock Troopers, because Orc Shock Troopers are infantry, and they'll benefit from having that arena. So that's actually a good thing for us. Alright, we'll send our Blight Elemental in to follow our hero here. So this looks like it's a Draconian city, and it actually is at war with us. I mean, I don't really want to make the Draconians that mad at me. I kind of want to be their friend, honestly. But maybe I just go in aggressive, and maybe I take it over. I mean, I really do like the Draconians. They are one of my favorite races. Oh, and look at this. Okay, so we've got ourselves a warband camp defended by some Shadow Elf infused who are going to be kind of tricky to deal with. I think we'll wait. We'll wait a turn until this Blight Elemental can join the stack here before we do the battle. But, alright, so we're going to guard this city with our Spearmen, I think. Oof, this is a little bit too strong for us with Urkan's stack at the moment. I think we could... Oh, look at this. We've got some more roving units here. I don't know where they came from, but they're going to need to die. So this little scoundrel can go and do some scouting. Do have a watchtower right here. Could grab this and go north, or I could go for this watchtower and get the extra vision range, which, you know what, might be worth it in and of itself. We do have a couple of evangelists here who unfortunately have mind control immunity. I would like to get my hands on one of them just to have a unit that can convert besides Dominus, but won't be able to dominate them. You know what? Let's send this guy over to scout it first. Okay, so that's kind of a dead end. You're going to get stuck in the mountains there. But we would get all that extra vision range out of it. Alternatively, we could send ourselves up this way, grab this, and then keep going north and clearing out structures. I think I can use this unit to kind of scout most of what would be around this anyway. Thought I saw a tunnel entrance there. I was just kind of zooming in to check that. Yeah, I think we'll pass on the watchtower. As much as it is nice to have them, I kind of want to just keep moving my main stack here and getting what I can out of this. Now, here's an option. We could go for this Heart of the Blight. We've got ourselves a Blight Elemental, which is obviously something we have to watch out for. But then we've pretty much just got nothing but trash units here. Of course, there may be a unit hiding that we don't see at the moment, but let's just move up and see. So this is a Ziggurat, which is, again, going to almost certainly be above our pay grade. Oh, and there's a Shadow Stalker. Ugh. Yeah, that's scary. I was wondering, I'm like, that looks like it's too easy. There's got to be a... What's the catch? Well, that Shadow Stalker is the catch. 60% physical protection, 100% blight and frost protection. So that's going to be a bit of an issue for us. The Mature Shock Serpent would probably be our best bet to fight it. But even that would be a bit of a challenge. Had it not been this Shadow Stalker, we probably could have won this battle without too much trouble. But as it stands there, I don't know if we'd be able to do that one easily. Now, Urkan, we were going to go for this gold mine, so let's see if we can maybe do that. Okay, we'll do this battle with Urkan, and then I think we'll call it an episode. I have to think about that Heart of the Blight again. Because that's going to be a... If I decide to do it, that would be a heck of a battle. I could probably manage it. I just don't know if it'd be worth the risk, because there's a good chance I'd end up probably losing some units. Okay, this Mystic needs to die. Very nice. Fortunately, now we're going to be open to some pounce attacks here, probably. Urkan can... Actually, we could move in and just kill off this Shredder. We're very close to kill it off. And then with our Flamer, I think we can, yeah, get the kill. No problem. Now with Urkan here, maybe we'll move in and try and back up our Goblin here. Go for a freeze. Unfortunate, didn't get it. Send our Knight back just because we don't want our Knight getting in any trouble at the moment. Okay, there's a pounce. Ooh, and they went after my Tigran unit. Kind of a surprise. Okay, well, we're going to have to move in and help now, so we'll do some damage to the Cheetah. Move in and try and get the kill here. Very nice. And then we can advance, do some damage with our Flamer. Excellent. Urkan can move in and not quite be in range. Our Knight is kind of out of the picture here. And then we should be just fine thanks to martial arts. Excellent. Okay, so that battle's dealt with. And now we can actually see those roaming units a bit more, which is good. So we'll group up here. And maybe we'll even move closer to them and see if we can kind of entice them to attack us here. Alright, so Hrim now, we have to decide our production. Obviously, again, producing those units ended up being kind of a good idea. Now I think we'll go back to working on maybe some structures to upgrade the city a little bit more. Master's Guild would be actually really nice right now. Would put us into a limited gold supply, but that would give us a extra production here. So we could have that done in 3 turns, which would be ideal. That would be really nice. I think we're going to do that. We're going to do the Master's Guild there. We're going to bite the bullet on the gold cost and then just kind of get that done. Alright, so before I end the episode, let's at least see what city this is. Oh, so this is a goblin, or excuse me, a giant, wrong G word. This is a giant dwelling, and they have an evil alignment, it looks like. Okay, so we are going to not trespass there. So we've already encountered 2 separate dwellings, which is kind of cool. Alright, so the big question is going to be, should we try this battle? My instinct on this is probably not. I think between the Shadowstalker and the Blight Elemental, that's going to be kind of a tough battle. The rest of these units are pretty much just trash that we can kill pretty easily. The only thing, of course, is the Blight Elemental can throw Weakened Breath on us, and then the blight damage of these Untouchables with their little poison spit can actually do quite a bit to us. So, really, though, it's the Shadowstalker and the Blight Elemental, and it would be against Crognash, Dominus, our Shock Trooper, Mature Shock Serpent, our Blight Elemental, and a fairly beat-up Orc Black Knight. So that's the question going forward. Again, I'm thinking of not doing it, but let me know in the comments what you guys think. Should I try that battle, or should I just move on and keep exploring further north? So we'll zoom out and get a look at kind of how this is going. So there's our little empire here. It's starting. Of course, we don't want to forget about this quest. We're going to be sending this stack over to deal with that once we have the opportunity. Just wanted to make sure I mention that again. So there's what it looks like. We're going to save the game here. We're going to call this one Episode 5. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one.